Something that absolutely fascinates me, and I'm pretty sure I've posted about this before, is the idea of time slips, where people can be walking down a perfectly normal modern road and suddenly find themselves transported back in time, and they're seeing people and places that just shouldn't be there. One famous location for these alleged time slips is Bold Street in Liverpool, and there have been reports over the years of people seeing different shops that shouldn't be there. There was one from the mid-90s where an off-duty police officer thought he was headed towards a Waterstones, and actually he turned up at a Cripps, which was a women's clothing store, so he could see bags and clothing in the window when it should have been books. He actually wasn't on his own. There was someone else dressed in 90s gear who was also looking a bit confused about what was going on. And in 2006 there was another report of a man who, don't know what mischief he'd been up to, but he had been running away from a security guard, and as he ran he felt a tightness in his chest, and all of a sudden things around him changed and he found himself transported back to the 1960s. And this isn't something that is localized to this specific place. There's a story from 1901 where two British women had been in Versailles. They'd been walking through the gardens of the Petit Trianon, and they believed that they came across figures who were dressed in 18th century clothing. They even felt that they'd seen someone who looked remarkably like Marie Antoinette. And there's even a report in series 1 of Uncanny, which is a brilliant show if you like a bit of the old paranormal stuff, so go check it out if you haven't already. But there's a story there about a group of university students who moved into a house together, and one night one of the students was in the bathroom, and she says she saw a man who shouldn't have been there, who was dressed in kind of like an old-fashioned nightgown. But what's weird is he kind of noticed her too. So there was some kind of mutual seeing of each other going on, which does kind of suggest that there was an intersection of times, two different times coming together and meeting, and in that moment those two individuals in their respective time periods have seen each other, which is hugely fascinating and a bit creepy. I don't know quite what I think about temporal anomalies. What I would say though is I can imagine it must be absolutely terrifying to experience something like that, where you're in your present day and then all of a sudden you're not. And I guess you'd be questioning if something's wrong with you, like, are you hallucinating? Why are you seeing what you're seeing? So I think that would be pretty scary. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's even possible? Do you think it is just people having a moment where their imaginations are running wild? Or maybe they know the history of a place and they're kind of imagining and visualizing what it must have been like during that time? Or is it just simply a replay of the past? Is it stone tape theory in action, where we're just seeing a replay of something and it's nothing more than that? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to know what you think. Have a great day.